Hello everybody, it's Sandra from the Funky Pickle Thrifter. Today we're going to take a look at what some of my eBay sales were for the week. I sold a bunch of different stuff. I sold some jewelry, some Beatles things, and a couple of other things. Not a ton today, but some interesting stuff, I think. So the first thing is we've been selling on eBay since 1998. We have 3 different eBay IDs, but we only discuss one of them here. The ID on eBay is called the Funky Pickle Store. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hit the subscribe button if you want. Leave me a comment below. Let's get started. The first thing is this little 14 karat gold band. It was, I think, about a size 7, which is a great size because a lot of people have size 7 fingers. And it was marked art carved, which I had never seen before. It was actually kind of hard to read. I couldn't figure out what it said, but that is what it said. And let's see, take a look here. Yeah, 1.72 grams. So pretty nice weight on that. I think I got this in a lot, didn't pay a lot for it, and I sold it for $99.99. I just got this item last week or the week before. So a friend of my YouTube channel bought this. Thank you so much. You know who you are. I really do appreciate it. I got this actually in an antique mall or a flea market kind of thing. This wasn't terribly inexpensive, actually, because, you know, the woman kind of knew, right? But Panetta is a great name brand to keep your eye open for. It has very, very good resale value. Look, it's nice and big, too. Isn't that interesting? When I source for jewelry, I like to, well, I look for many, many different things, which I'm going to be doing a video on in case you're wondering too what to look for when you're looking for jewelry. But one thing I really keep my eyes open for are unusual pieces. And who's ever seen a shrimp brooch before, right? It's just kind of a little weird thing. So didn't pay terribly low price for it. I guess I'd kind of rather not say on this one. But anyway, I sold it for 125 bucks. Very, very interesting piece, I think. Here's some more gold. Aren't these lovely? These are little earring jackets, they're called. So you see right there, you would put your studs through the holes and it would make it look like you have a different pair of earrings on. They were clearly marked 585. Which of course stands for 14 karat gold. There's the size. They were in beautiful condition. I think these were my mom's. I think she got this as part of one of her gold hauls, that she's just like the luckiest person you'll ever meet. But yeah, she got this in one of her hauls, so she didn't pay much for it. And I sold them for $60 for her. I think they really should have gotten a lot more money, but I wasn't willing to wait, I guess. So I just took the 60 and that's completely fine. I think my mother paid $1 or something like that. So really cute items, though. A great thing to look out for. Earring jackets. I got this vintage bottle of perfume at an auction about a year ago. I know I paid several $100s for all the perfumes I bought. It was a really, really great box lot of them. I believe this bottle is from either the 50s or the 60s. The name brand is Cabochard. I believe that's correct. Not sure. Anyway, as you can see, it was made in Paris. It wasn't a terribly big bottle, and it was still sealed too. But the cellophane is so old, it was just like crumbling, you know. So I did disclose that. And I think I already am in the money on all the perfumes I bought at that auction. So really, really happy with this price, $79.99. Now, when you buy old perfumes like this, I hope I get this right, but this is my understanding. I'm not like a perfume expert, but I believe sometimes they turn rancid over the years, particularly over the decades, even if they're still sealed. But I think when you put them on, I think that only lasts for a few minutes, and then that rancid stuff kind of wears away, and then you have the nice smelling stuff underneath. The other thing about old perfume is sometimes they can go for a lot of money because the formula has been changed. Oftentimes in these old perfumes, things were used that are no longer allowed, maybe endangered trees or some sort of an animal something or other that is illegal now to use. So that's the reason sometimes these can command a very high price. Anyway, good sale. I don't remember where I bought this pair of 14 karat rose gold little earrings. These were really sweet. And interestingly, They had the butterfly backs with them too, and those were also gold. So that's something that's important to point out, of course, because it adds to the weight of what the actual gold is. Of course, all gold is yellow, but these are rose gold because they take the yellow gold and they mix it with a little bit of copper, and that's what gives it this color. Now, this is Black Hills gold, and that is from South Dakota. Those are the Black Hills in South Dakota. So a lot of people really like collecting that. There's usually a leaf and a vine and sort of a grape pattern to their stuff, and it's usually colored gold as well, so it's kind of easy to spot. Anyway, didn't pay a lot for them, sold them for $41.99, which is a really, really great price, right? Somebody got a great bargain. If you've seen any of my videos, you may have heard me talking about how I used to collect Beatles stuff, and I kind of have amassed a bunch of stuff. I have sold most of it through the years, but this is a pretty cool and rare thing right here. This is by the Topps Trading Card Company, and they are called plaques, Plaks. These are the rarest and most valuable of all Beatles trading cards. They came out in 1964. The reason that they're very rare is because they were actually made to be destroyed. They are supposed to, let's see if I have a picture of the back. Of course I do. There it is. Let me enlarge this. Hold on. As you can see right there, there's your instructions for hooking them together. So you're supposed to break apart the cardboard like it's showing, and then hang them down and hang them in your room. And of course, that's what most people did with them. So that's why they're rare, to find them where they're not all like, well, first of all, that they weren't disposed of, but second of all, the ones that nobody ever took apart to hang in a chain. So that's why they're rare. And they're from 1964. I probably already said that, but let me get back. Hold on. I got $75.50 for this one little old card. I remember distinctly buying these. I was with my friend Bob. We were in high school, I think, and we used to love to go to this flea market. And there was a very grouchy old guy who sold some Beatles stuff, and he had a lot of Beatles cards. In those days, the cards were probably like 10 cents each or something, but these were 75 cents each, and he had a whole stack of them. And you know, I only had babysitting money, but I did what I could. I bought several of them, and I put them all up for bid one by one this week. So let's take a look at some more here. You may be able to notice right there, the graphics aren't really high quality or anything, right? Just made for kids the cheapest way possible. This one's kind of funny. Stamp out everyone who wants to stamp out the Beatles. So this one sold for $34.99. Ringo is the cutest. That one is really cool. I like this one. And I like the hearts and the colors and everything. This is a fun one. It sold for $55.77. Now, of course, when the Beatles first came out, their first few years, most girls were in love with either Paul or Ringo. John and George, not as much. But, I mean, some people, right? I liked Paul, personally. I always love floating heads. This is a really fun one, I think. Fab, fab, fab. And there's their heads. They don't actually look very happy there, do they? Anyway, this one sold for $50.77. When I was trying to figure out how to price them, I decided I was going to, well, not put them up in a lot, first of all, because I wanted each one to kind of get into a bidding war if somebody needed that exact card. So I just started them all out at $34.99 as auctions. So you see this one got 5 bids, and I sold it for $50.77. I think it's interesting, too, that some of these cards only have 3 Beatles or 2 Beatles. It's a little bit odd, I think. And by the way, I believe there were 55 cards in the set. So this one's number 51, and it sold for $34.99. The USA wants you to stay. Cute. Look, it's kind of corny, right? Never leave me. Look how serious Paul is being. Just got, 2 bids on this, but I sold it for $34.99. So when you get 2 bids, but it only sold for what your starting price is, that's because the same bidder bid twice, and nobody challenged them, so they ended up just getting it for $34.99. We needed a third bid here, and then the price would have gone higher. This card is missing George. Next to me, I love the Beatles. That's a pretty cute play on words. Anyway, sold this one for $34.99. Here's another one I sold for $34.99. The Beatles are Real Boss. I didn't actually grade each card individually. These were very, very nice. Some things card collectors look for is obviously any loss to the graphics. That's a bad thing. Creasing, folds, writing. And the other thing people really like are sharp corners. And these were actually very, very nice. And they've been very, very carefully stored and stored flat too, individually, each in its own acid-free thing. So they really were in very, very nice condition, which helped my price too. This one sold for the most this week, and I do have more up for bid, by the way. But this one sold for $88.55. There's a great picture of George right there. Beatles forever. Interesting, right? If you ever see these, buy them, but they are very, very rare and very hard to find. Some people may remember I bought a box of antique ribbons and medals. Now, it's interesting. I was trying to go through, I only went through a few, that I was trying to Google search or look up and do research on. I haven't really had a chance to dig in yet. But one thing I noticed when I just looked at this, it says the 29th Annual Reunion Veteran Association. Okay. But then it says 1890. And I thought to myself, that must mean it's a Civil War veteran. And that's exactly what this is. Not in great condition. You can see there was some water damage. But I got a very nice email from somebody who said that his great-great-grandfather served in this exact regiment, which is the New York State, I don't know what M is, 80th NY Volunteer Civil War Kingston. Yeah, I'm not really sure, right, what it is, but I tried to put all the keywords in there. And he told me he's actually writing a book on this regiment. And he said to me, tell me your price. I'm going to buy it no matter what the price is. And so I didn't know what to do. But I said to him, I'm not really sure what the market value is. So just bid on it and we'll see what happens. That's probably the best way to do it because I don't know anything about it. Anyway, as you can see, only 2 bids, wah, wah, but that's all right. I'm happy. I sold this for $41. Now, when I looked back in my records, I found out I actually only paid $50 for that whole box. I think on the last video I said I paid $70, but I only paid $50. So, sold this one for $41. That's good. And I have a lot more to sell too. Here is a similar ribbon. How rare, right? If you think about how rare this would have to be, it's the 156th Regiment in New York. So it had to be a Civil War veteran from how many years out is this? Oh gosh, I can't do that math. 20 year or 20 something year meeting of the Veterans Association. Only in that one regiment. So you have to think how many of these were made and then how many survived. And then on top of it, how many people care, how many people are really into that exact specific regiment. I think I started both of these at $39.99. I think so. This one I got 8 bids on and I sold it for $53. Probably would have gotten more without this sort of staining and yeah, it's got a couple of problems, but I'm glad both of those found good homes. I hope somebody treasures them forever. Very cool items. I have a massive record collection that I have been trying to get to, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I really have to move them out, and it's not going to work selling them one by one. Anyway, I'm working on that. But I was going through some of the shelves, and I was just kind of pulling out the ones that were sealed or that looked like I might be able to make some quick money on them. So no real big thing. Sold it for $9.99, probably paid $1 or less because I'm sure I got this as part of a lot. Now, this does have, even though it's new and sealed, I just want to point out, you see that like white line right there? That's called ringware. So that's not great. Even though it's new and sealed, the cover is still not perfect. And that happens just from, friction, from having other records around it and people are pulling the records in and out of their collection. Some people might remember this. Bruce Willis, he had an alter ego and his name was Bruno. Anyway, I think this record actually sold pretty well too, so not super, super rare. Cool little item. I like to buy old games once in a while if they have kind of nice graphics on them that look really dated. This is awesome. This looks like it's maybe from the 70s or early 80s. They're camping. This was a very, very small item. A lot of times with board games and big puzzles and stuff, they're very heavy, so it's hard to sell because of that shipping. This was just a little miniature thing. Oh yeah, there's some great graphics here too. Watch. I like the two businessmen on the bottom. Oh, there it is, 1980. Anyway, hold on. Let me close my screen down. I think I paid 50 cents for this, actually maybe 25 cents, and I sold it for $14.99. I have one more item. I love selling fabric, and this piece was a nice vintage piece of fabric. I'm surprised I only took one picture, but it's pretty cool. It's very Brady Bunch, right? I really love the purple and the teal and the orange and that golden color. So I always put a quarter, or usually put a quarter on fabric so that people can get an idea of how big the print is. And this one was the one that I offered free shipping on. So I sold this one for $36.99. I think the shipping was $5 or something like that. So really good profit on this one too. I was at a yard sale where I really made an awful lot of money on this sale, and a lot of it was fabric, and I think I had some needlepoint kits and some old porcelain items. Anyway, in the money completely, so this one was pure profit. All right, that is all of my sales for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. That way you can see more videos like this. Thank you so much for coming. As always, I will catch you soon, all right? Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.